Good morning, runners. Happy Sunday. I've got frog pose for you today. Frog pose is going to work into our hip joints, our lower back joints, and even our shoulder joints. What it's going to stretch, though, it's going to open up our groin. It's a really deep groin opener, so we're going to feel this on our inner thighs. I'm going to show it to you in phases. We'll start with Tadpole, which is child's pose, and then work our way up to full frog. I do recommend a blanket for this just because we're going to have a lot of weight on our knees. So if you have pretty great knees or extra cushy mat or carpet, maybe you don't need it. But otherwise, take a blanket, unroll it so it spreads across your mat. And let's begin in Tadpole or child's pose. So you can bring your knees to this mat or to this extra blanket. Depending on how it feels sitting on your heels, you may or may not want another blanket to sit on top of like this. So I'm going to take it out though, just because I think you can see better when I don't have all this stuff. Okay, so sitting on heels, big toes together, we'll come into Tadpole. Knees go wide. Hands come to the floor. Slowly start to crawl the hands forward, pushing your butt back, and it's okay if your butt lifts up. Then lower the forehead maybe to the floor. If the floor feels far away, grab that extra blanket and then drop your forehead to the blanket. When you're here, though, you're reaching your hands forward and pressing your palms into the earth, pushing your hips back. So you are active here. So that's option one. That's Tadpole. Option two will be to intensify Tadpole. So we're here. You'll leave the big toes together. You're going to lift the hips up over the knees. And then you keep walking your hands forward with your chest, chin, or forehead on the floor. So that's option two, is an intense Tadpole. And then option three is full frog. So to get into full frog, we're in this wide leg child's pose or Tadpole shape. We're going to lift up our hips. We're going to put all our weight onto our hands. So we're looking to keep our hips as much over our knees as possible, just because that way gravity is at like its maximum force here, pulling us down. So now we're going to separate our toes, okay? So we're going to take the inside arch of our foot to the floor. So reach your toes in opposite directions. If you're on your mat like me, you want your shin to be parallel with the long edge of your mat, okay? All right, now we get to lower ourselves down. First, you can drop to the forearms. Just check to see how this is. You may need to slide your knees out. This is kind of like half middle splits. If you slide your knees out, you're going to know right away where your edge is. So this is feeling okay to me. If you are ready to go into it fuller, you slide your hands forward, bringing your belly, your chest, your chin, maybe your forehead to the floor. You will hold this posture for 3 minutes. To get out, you go back in the same way. So crawl back in, pull the big toes together, send the hips back, and pull the knees in. So that's Tadpole all the way to frog. It's a pretty intense posture. I'm going to call it a heated posture, but it is really good for the groin. So give it a try. If 3 minutes is like way over your time, just start with one and work your way up. There's no issue in doing that at all. So if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have a great Sunday. Mwah.